Good morning. Hello. Okay. Hi, Cynthia. It's been a while, y'all. Where y'all been? Hey, Danielle. Danielle Bird. Shaquela. Shaquela, feel free to answer questions with Eddie if you need to help me out. My son, Alex. Hey, Miss Phillips. Lauren. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Good morning, Sharon. Hey, Alex, my son. Hi, Wendell. Okay, Carmen's here. It's time to get started. And of course, my wonderful husband is here. Ruth Lynn, where are you? Hey, Ruth Butler. Hi, Paula Sanders. Hey. Cheryl. Good morning, Lorraine. Who else do I see? Carmen, you're a mess. Ready for some fried chicken. Good morning, Cheryl Townsend. Hey, Paula. Wendell. Okay. So we're going to get started in a few minutes, but I wanted to make sure that the feed was going okay. And if you all who are here early have any questions, type them in. I'll do what I can to answer them before we get started, and then Eddie will continue to answer them. Hey, B. Please feel free to share the video with others who may be interested. Good morning, Marsha. Because y'all been asking me about this, and so through the night, I kept getting this impression to get up and do this. So I was up at 5 this morning, making sure I had all the ingredients that I needed for this. Please share the video. All right, Claricia, thank you so much. Can I ship it to you? Well, see, Carmen, you got to ask me that. You know you film, so I don't know if you want that or, the other thing that I do that they don't know that I do. Always starting trouble. Can everybody see the cooking area here? If you can't, let me know. Yeah, Carmen, okay. Okay, who else is joining? I see Sarah. Good to see you, Sarah. Okay, you can see. Thank you, Paula. All right, so here's the deal. Several months ago, I was playing around the kitchen and I fried some veggie chicken and I posted the pictures and everybody was screaming for the recipe. Well, those of you who know me know that I don't like to just share recipes until I know it's something that you can replicate. So I played with it for a while, and I have had 2 cooking classes where I actually taught it to my students, and the students enjoyed it. I've been doing a cooking school, and I had 2 sessions of the cooking school where a group of people in one class, and then in another class, which was a smaller class, they actually tried it from start to finish, and they enjoyed it. And so I said, okay, it's time to go ahead and share this. Hey, Krista and Charles. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm plant-based, vegan, but mine is not necessarily for animals. They benefit. I do it because of my health and because I believe our bodies are temples. And we're really trying to do as many things for our health as we possibly can. I'm a Christian. I believe in heaven, and there ain't going to be no killing up there of anything. So this is one of the reasons that I do this as well. In addition to that, about 45 years ago, my mama and my Aunt Bertha taught me and my cousin Kim how to make gluten the old-fashioned way. And if you grew up in our community, you're familiar with that process. where you take whole grain flour, usually a whole wheat flour. This is a white whole wheat flour, but usually it's that old-fashioned dark whole wheat flour. And you mix it with water till it forms a dough, and you let it sit overnight if you can, or at least an hour or so. Then you wash out all of the starch and the good stuff, and you end up with gluten, which is a normal, natural part of whole wheat and whole grains. And then you take that gluten, and our mamas taught us how to season it. Amazingly, you could make veggie turkey out of it. You could make chops out of it. And those of you who grew up in a community where this was common, look for it at our gatherings because it really made some really good meat. I used to experiment with it when I taught food labs at Oakwood, when I taught the vegetarian cuisine class. And I would use whole wheat if I wanted to make a steak. I would use unbleached wheat if I wanted to make like a chicken kind. And then I would do a combination of it if I wanted to do a choplet kind. Well, in the last 45 years, science has advanced tremendously. And now you don't have to do it the old way. You can literally just go into the store and buy what's called vital wheat gluten, and they have done all the work for you. And you literally mix this with water or flavored broth and let it sit for a little while if you want it to, and then you can form it into whatever you want. We used to do what my mother used to call Cornish hens. We've made ribs out of it. And a lot of people today are struggling with whether they should eat gluten or not. Some of them think it's not good for them. Some are literally allergic to it. And there are a bunch of reasons why they don't do it. This video is not for this group. That group I respect highly. But this group today, we're learning how to make gluten for people who want to have some kind of vegetarian meat substitute on their plate if that's something that they want to do. And so what I did was I pulled on my 40 years of doing this, and then I started going through the internet to see what all the new stuff was, because I'm old school and I used to make it the old way. And I found a couple of tips online, and like I like to do for converting recipes, I looked for seasonings for that. I think Miss Pilote Edmond asked me if indeed I'm going to post the recipe. Yes, following this, I will do another post that has the step-by-step pictures and the recipes in it, so you will have that, but I'm going to walk you through it now. So I found that today when they're making this homemade chicken gluten, one of the things that they add to it is yeast. And so what I did was to take a cup of vital wheat gluten, and I added just regular old baking yeast to it. 2 tablespoons of baking yeast, and I sprinkled in some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some salt. And I added about a cup of water. Depending on how humid it is in your house, that'll determine how much water you put in it. And then I took it and I put it in a bowl, and it was flat, and it's been rising now for about the last hour. And here's what we have as the foundation for what we're going to make our chicken out of. It's risen for an hour, so it's light, and you're going to watch me punch it down and take it out, and it's really light as feathers. I have gotten in the habit of making this now so much that when I have leftover breading, my husband's like, you have to make some more, Donna, because we have all this breading. So now you have this glutinous, amazing ball that you can do many things with. And what I'm literally going to do is pull it apart. And years ago, when you used to make this gluten, it would take forever and a day. And then you would boil it for an hour or so in water to season it. Well, that made a blubbery kind of meat that we all enjoyed and ate. Or you could bake it in the oven like my mom used to do. I would bake it sometimes to make the ribs out of it that I make. But with this one, you don't let it boil for a long time. You just let it boil for about 2 to 3 minutes. And as you start to pull it apart, you can then shape it into whatever shapes you want. So you pull a piece off and it'll look like this. You could drop it in the water like this, exactly like this, or you can stretch it out like this. And I have discovered that the more you stretch it, the crisper it gets when you fry it. And so we're going to do some stretching like that, and we're going to put it in this water that is about to start boiling that I have here on the stove. Mr. Goodman, you're answering questions because usually you're down here helping me do this part. Okay? Everybody can see that? And at some places it actually tears. At other places it's just kind of opaque looking. And what I do now is put this inside of the water and it's going to boil. I have also already pulled together my breading, which is flour and cornstarch and nutritional yeast flakes, and then a whole bunch of seasonings. And I'm going to stir this up, and then we're going to get ready to get some chicken made. Very easy, very simple, very tasty. I use garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, thyme. Rosemary is one of my favorite things to use, so I use rosemary. I put some red pepper flakes and a little cayenne in it. And you could literally use those ingredients if you want to or not. When I post a recipe, it will not have salt in the breading for people who don't want to use salt. But if you want to, you can put some salt in it as well. And I have added salt to this because that's how we like it. My husband and son have just been amazing. And then I've adopted some other kids along the way, Alex and Leslie, who have been willing to taste this stuff as I play with it. And it has just been a joy, and I appreciate their patience. So the breading is ready. I have some oil here in the pan, and I'm using olive oil. The water's about to boil, so I'm going to start dropping this meat here in the pan. We usually get about 20 pieces of this when we're done here. And depending again on how large you make the pieces, you can end up with some things that look like little pieces of fried chicken. Once it hits the water, it starts to boil. And as it starts to boil, it starts to enlarge. Then I'm going to take it out of the water after it's boiled for those few minutes. And I'm going to bread it. And once it's breaded, I'm going to drop it right in the hot grease. And there you go. What kind of oil could you use? Whatever you like. Again, one of the things that I don't like to do is insist that everybody have to use the exact same thing that I use, because my experience is different than your experience. And I tend to try to be able to give people who may not have the means for everything the same opportunity that we have. While you can buy that gluten in the regular grocery store, and I saw Linda Mims, Bartholomew, have posted her picture on one of the other threads of the veggie gluten that she has, you can also get it at the health food store in the bulk section. Okay, we've got gluten in here. We're going to let it boil for a few minutes. I'm believing that if you have any questions, that my husband is answering those questions. We made this 2 weeks ago in my cooking class, and my 2 students have gone home and made it for their families. Their husbands and families just absolutely enjoyed it tremendously. And I thought it might be good to do this today, actually, as I was being impressed to do it, because it's a holiday and it would taste really good with potato salad if it lasts. Now, my husband and I have been laughing because as we have made it, I'm thinking that this could probably last a couple of days, but it doesn't last us maybe more than a day and a half, because we tend to eat it as soon as it comes out of the water, and then we also nibble on it after that. Okay. Put this back on the eye. And what I try to do is let it boil and get the first batch cooking, and then I will put some more in to let that kind of simmer as we go. Okay. I almost always use a slotted spoon. You see how big the piece has become as I've taken it out? This, for some reason, is exceptionally light. I didn't add a whole cup of water, maybe about 3/4 is what I added this time. And I think the thing for those of us who grew up eating this way and watching our mamas do it, the best part about this is how quick it is. And so if you got like a event this weekend for the holiday and you've got gluten in your cabinet, this is something that you could do right quick, and it don't take no time, y'all. But what you need to do, don't do a cup though, because that's not going to be enough for nothing that you're going to. All right. So now I have spooned it inside of my breading. And Jesus, we're depending on you to make this right. We're going to put it now in the oil. Yes, and you want that oil nice and warm, and it's going to fry up. And once it hits the water, it swells again. I have have used canola oil, and I've used coconut oil, and I've used the lighter version of olive oil. And today I'm using the lighter olive oil. Depending on how deep your oil is, you may not need to do a whole lot of turning. But let me tell y'all something. This is the bomb. This is the bomb. Okay, we're going to add some more to start swelling. 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to try and move this so that you can see the chicken frying. Can y'all see that? Yeah? Kind of looks good, don't it? All right, now we're going to take this and turn them so that they'll be nice and pretty and golden brown. You can make these as large or as small as you like. You can put hot sauce on them. You can do whatever you want. I want you today to focus on the process, and then you can season it the way that you want to season it. So we've got some more swelling here, and then we've got a few more pieces over here. Okay, let me see. Do I have any questions that I can answer? Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hi, Jen. I didn't know you were here. Gracie Pierre, my student. Hey, Wanda Chandler. Who else do I see? Renee Moody Sims. Girl, you can make this. Hey, Sharon. Everybody's all right? Please continue to share the video. This is going to save somebody's Memorial Day weekend. Because, you know, the other thing, I'm a member of a few other groups here on Facebook that are plant-based. And the thing that's always a big concern is, what do I have for the holidays? Well, this is something that you can have for the holidays. Okay, these pieces got nice and big. And we're going to season these up right quick and get them ready to go in. This is all it is, y'all. And when we're done with this session, replay the video over and over again. And again, I said I will post in a separate post all the steps and the actual recipe. And the recipe that I will post does not have salt in the breading. It has it in the gluten and just in the gluten, actually, gluten flour. But this is something that you could add. Okay, so now we're going to take this beautiful vegan chicken. Can you see that? Ooh, Lord. Don't you wish you were Eddie Goodman right now? And we're going to take it out and make this beautiful, delicious, oh, thank you, Jesus, for creating some things. When I worked in South Carolina, in Georgia as a county extension agent, I had an employee actually who grew up in the country. And she said they used to walk through the wheat fields on their way home, and they would pick off pieces of wheat and they would chew them. And what they were literally chewing was the gluten. Gluten is nothing but a protein that comes with wheat, and it's what gives your final product the actual body and texture. If you were to take a piece of whole wheat bread and mash it between your fingers, it would bounce back because the gluten is in it. And sometimes we add gluten to other products in order to give it more body and texture. Okay, second batch is now frying, so we're going to put the other in. I'm going to make this a long piece so my husband can chew on that one. One. Going to flatten that out a little more. 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, and this short beef weighed overnight. When I used to teach this lab, when I was teaching at Oakwood, it would take the full 3 hours. The students were very happy when they were done. Reginald Robinson's wife was in my class. Who else can I remember that was in there? And there used to end up being like a battle between the males and the females as to whose was going to taste the best. And a lot of them, once they got their gluten done, like to make it as if it were fishy. That's another thing that my husband and I played with. It's in our breading and inside of the actual gluten mix. You can add kelp if you want to make it fishy. And then instead of frying it in flour like we are today, you can use cornmeal as if you were frying fish. Now, for those of you who are concerned about the frying, we don't do a lot of frying at our house. This is probably the one thing that we do. I don't know if it would work in an air fryer or not, but that's probably something you consider, those of you who don't want to do deep fat frying like this. And then I'm sure there's a way for you to bake it in the oven. I used to bake it in the oven when I made it years ago. I have not tried it with this because this is exactly what we were trying to make happen. Yes, 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 Lord, yes. Okay, now if you're going to make the potato salad, I can post a potato salad recipe as well. Or if you have your own potato salad and you want to make potato salad for this holiday, let me show you. There are two vegan mayonnaises that we recommend to our clients now, the Hellmann's and the Just Mayo. Actually, my son, Alex, is the one who introduced us to the Just Mayo one. And I found the Hellmann's as I was looking for things for our patients. So this is the mayo that we would use. And then you want to go and find yourself some black salt. We get it here at the Indian market. If you can find some black salt, you can put this into your potato salad to season it with whatever you usually use. And this takes the place of egg. We have had people at our home recently who were afraid to eat the potato salad because this has such a strong egg flavor. And if you all have potato salad recipes, these are the secrets for it. I will be willing to post the other if that's what you need. All right, Donna. Now we're going to put this in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to get this frying. And that's going to be it, y'all. I'm not even sure how many pieces we got this morning. I wasn't counting, but it's probably about 15 or 20. Okay, we need to take these other pieces out. Here we go, some more fried chicken. And I think we're gonna have ours with waffles this morning. And I'm trying to work on like a peach maple syrup, because peaches is a southern thing. And I just kind of liked how that sounded yesterday when I was thinking about how I could do this and kind of mix. I saw Milton Neblett is on here. He's an excellent cook as well. Maybe he could give me some tips on how to make like a peach maple syrup. I think that would be delicious over this with the waffles. And then if you're Caribbean, of course, you put mango in anything. That would be delish. Most of the pieces that I have done today have been larger pieces than I normally do. And so I'm now ending up with little pieces. And what my husband and I like, of course, is to have those little pieces to crunch on. There we go. And these are the last few pieces here. We probably got about 20 pieces out of this. When we're done, please feel free to share the video with any and all of your friends on your pages, in your tweets, whatever, so that we can make this Memorial Day weekend a happy weekend for some people, especially the ones who need a little fried chicken on the side. Turn this. Does it taste like chicken? Some of you may be asking. I've never had chicken in my life. I've been a plant-based all my life. I was lacto-ovo vegetarian until my diagnosis. and then I became a vegan or plant-based, whatever they're calling it now. So I don't know. But when I introduce it to people who have eaten meat, they really like the texture of it, and they start screaming, this tastes like chicken, or it feels like chicken on my tongue. So you be the one to decide. And then when you fry your regular animal chicken, those of you who fry chicken, whatever seasoning you normally would use for your chicken, you of course can add to this. Okay, we're almost done here. Let me scroll down and see if I got any more things that I can answer as I'm talking. I appreciate you, husband. Okay, looks like he's answering the question. You boil the pieces about 2 to 3 minutes, April Fortune. When you buy 1 box of gluten, it's about 2 cups in there, but we buy ours in bulk. So I probably buy 4 to 6 at a time. Hey, Milton Neville, yeah, I busted you, but it's good to see you here. Okay, so I'm going to take these pieces out. They would also make really good chicken biscuits. If you like pepper jelly, you could put pepper jelly with your maple syrup and put that on top of the chicken and waffles. Y'all can do whatever you want with this, man. And if you decide that this is something that you really, really want to try this weekend, like I said, don't do 1 cup. Do more than a cup, because they look like little chicken fingers. And wherever you take this, the non-meat eaters are going to be up in it too. Once it gets cold, it's good. Sometimes what we do is just pop it in the oven to warm it back up after we have some leftovers. And it's good. I'm so glad I found this recipe and have been able to cook it quickly and deliciously and have people actually enjoying it. Woo. Hot. So we got a bunch of little pieces this time. Okay, I don't know if my sissy Ruthlin is on here. Hey, Sherelle, I see you. Hi, Calvin. Calvin's sister, Margie Humphrey Richardson, is one of my good friends. And this is something that we have grown up doing. And she makes some delicious stuff too. And we usually serve it for big gatherings with gravy and onions if you want to do it that way. But this right here is fried chicken. Okay, so I got a little piece here that's not so hot. It's amazing, y'all. This is amazing. This is amazing right here. Okay, when you make the broth, the recipe says McKay's chicken style. If you don't have McKay's chicken style, you don't have to use McKay's chicken style. You can use some kind of vegetable broth. But the best seasoning seems to be, okay, I'm looking at a mess now. The best seasoning seems to be garlic and onion and that sort of thing. This is delicious. Eddie, you're going to love it, babe. Oh, it's so good. Any more questions? Lord have mercy. Hey, Teresa Anderson. If you have a health food store in your community, you can buy it there. Those of you who are in Chattanooga, you can get it out at Wildwood. I want to see y'all making this. I want y'all to post pictures. Tag me in the pictures when you do it. Hey, Tracy Thomas. Tracy Thomas, I met her almost 20 years ago in Atlanta with the Black Vegetarian Society of Georgia. Girl, I wish you could taste this chicken. It's so good. It is so good. Okay, he's coming to get his piece because you know what? Here. Get a big piece. He got 2 pieces. Okay, we're turning the last couple pieces here so that they can brown. And I don't want to take up your day. So this will be about the end of this demonstration. Hopefully I will post it to YouTube for other people to watch. Y'all share it now. Share it in your groups. Tell your friends. Make it. Enjoy it. Go shopping. I'm going to post the recipe. I'm going to post some pictures. I'm going to post the potato salad recipe. I'll do it as pictures when I get off of this call. And then we've been up, like I said, when you live out in the country like we do, you get up early in the morning. And so we've been up for a while. He's already been outside working and I've been shopping so we can get a lot of stuff done. But now I think I need to make the waffles to go with this. And maybe later some potato salad to go with it too. And then that'll be that. 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking yeast, onion powder, garlic powder. That's all you put in the gluten. Then you make your broth. And if you want it to taste Caribbean, you can put Caribbean seasonings in there. Excuse me, then you make your breading. And you put whatever you want in your breading. And for those of you who are on this call who grew up eating this, making this the old way, isn't this simpler to do? I'm just amazed. I'm so amazed. We are thankful that you spent this time with us this morning. You can always go to our website, lifestyletherapeutics.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @StillShouting. You can friend me here on Facebook, Donna Green Goodman. If you're in the area, we're doing some cooking classes during the month of June. We're going to do a Caribbean one, a dessert one, and how to cook different foods to reverse disease or impact disease. And that information is on our website, lifestyletherapeutics.com. We're going to enjoy this 2-day holiday that we have. Hi, Anita. Those of you who are joining us at the end, we thank you for coming. You can definitely review this. Yes, Milton, if you jerk this, they wouldn't know what to do. Sweet relish, you can buy sweet relish. Someone is mentioning, Janelle is mentioning the Paws pickle relish, and then there's another one called Bubby's that you can get at Publix and other grocery stores that is also vinegar-free, made with lemon juice, but it's more like a dill flavor, and then they have the really long pickles if you like to bite on pickles. Iris Frazier was my classmate at Oakwood. Yes, girl, this shortens the time, doesn't it? I can get a lot more things done today. Tell your neighbor, tell your friends, post your pictures. Don't eat it all up in one setting. Jerk it if you want to. Spice it up, spice it down. Do whatever you want, but there's no reason for you not to be able to make it. I will continue to experiment with ingredients and recipes so that we can have some other things that you will enjoy. I hope my niece, cousin, friend, Carmen Hunt has enjoyed this presentation this morning. I hope you all have an amazing rest of the day. It will go good with grits too. I don't know, if he wants grits, we'll have grits this morning as well. When I get off this call, give me a couple minutes, and then I will post all the other stuff. So those of you who need to do this, you can do it. You cannot use regular flour with this. It has to be gluten flour, okay? Don't be trying to mix up some whole wheat flour because you will have a hot mess on your hands. That's not what you want to do. Any more questions? Watch for high fructose corn syrup. Yes, thank you, Miss Phyllis, in the stuff. Just read the ingredients on whatever you're doing, and you can really make a difference. And y'all know, here's a chance for you to really share some simple things that other people can do that are tasty. And as much as other people are learning how to do this, can't nobody do it like y'all. You got the recipe. Thank you for your time. It is almost 8 o'clock, and it's time for me to join my girlfriend, Mrs. Robinson, to watch Sunday morning with our crew and have a conversation. I will post all the other stuff. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoy it. I think I'm going to get another piece because it's probably cooled down. So let me see if I can find a nice little piece. It's just a little one, you know, the little pieces. And what you do is, and if you make little pieces, then the family can come through and just taste the little pieces while you're cooking the big piece up. I want everybody happy. Have a great Memorial Day. Thank you for your time. Post your pictures. I'll do the other posts. Love y'all. Bye.